These are the guided notes for lesson 5, dealing with complexities, discrepancies, counterpoints, counter arguments. So you're still working in the same document, but hopefully you've already knocked out the lesson 4 notes and the actual PLP for lesson 4. So we're still on that same first page, but now we're in the lesson 5 section. This one's a little more vocab heavy. So let's start by filling in the definition with the correct term. So let's start here with complexity, which is a complicated or intricate item. So we see that here. So I'm going to drag and drop. So just adding more details or making it more complex and interesting for your reader. The next word is discrepancy. If we go here, it's a different or inconsistent item. So that is our top one. So as you're working on your argument piece, a discrepancy is kind of an outside different viewpoint. Next one are divergent views or opinions. You'll see it used both ways in the reading. So here it says divergent views are differing view or opinion on a topic. So it's going to be kind of going to the opposite side of what you're saying. So let's find a differing view or opinion. Counter argument, counterclaim. I lump those together because they use them interchangeably here. It's the same thing, a contrasting or opposing argument. Ditto here. So you'll see those two words used to mean the same thing, counter argument, counterclaim, a contrasting or opposing argument. So that is the opposite side of your side in your paper. And then that leaves us with counterpoint, a point that contrasts with another point. So that's getting more specific. One piece of evidence, not for or against the whole topic. So there's our vocab. And as we're scrolling through here, it's going to talk about how you build complexity in your writing. It's going to talk about how you do use some discrepancies, which would be pulling in some divergent views or counterpoints. And then what's most important is why we even do that. If we want people to agree with our side, why do we pull in the other side and talk about the points that they're making? So there are reasons to do that. The first reason is it creates a positive tone, because if your reader is on that other side, if you're pulling it in and acknowledging why people think the different side, they're going to be more likely to listen to what you have to say if you're already acknowledging their point of view. It creates greater audience trust. They know that you've taken the time to research both sides and you aren't just basing it on your knee reaction to something. And then there's a higher chance of audience reciprocation. And what that means is the audience members are more likely to make the judgment that your opinion is correct. If you've taken the time to say, I've looked into both sides, here's what they're saying, here's what I'm saying, and this is why I think my side is stronger, they're more likely to then agree with you if you've done all the work for them. There are some points on how to express divergent views. You want to pull them in, but you want to make sure that they aren't stronger than your side. And then this is really important, refuting counter arguments. So if you refute something, you show how it's not as strong as your side. And I thought this was a really great little graphic here. So I included that on your notes because it hits on a lot of these other pieces. So how we build in the other side, but keep our side stronger is always keep your thesis in mind. What is the topic and what side are you on? So people should wear sunscreen because sun exposure is bad. So the topic is whether or not people should wear sunscreen. Their side is pro, they are for it, and they've stated the reason why. So now they need to build in the counter argument or counterclaim. What is the con side? Why are they opposed to it? So some people do not wear sunscreen because they believe all sun exposure is good. We actually need vitamin D that we get from the sun. So there's some benefit to being out in the sun in the wintertime, especially. Some people need to take vitamin D to supplement that. So sun is good, but not all the time. So state your opposition. I disagree. And now overcome it, refute it, prove how your side is stronger than that. Though some exposure to sunlight is good, overexposure to sunlight has been scientifically linked to the development of skin cancer. And obviously that is a bad thing. So you have your side, you acknowledge the other side, disagree with it, and then state why. So those are the steps you need to be including in an argumentative